I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honor to the apostles at GMS, and peace and blessing to the elect brothers worldwide that believe in this truth. Of course, well, I'm Brother Tazayawan at the Atlanta camp, and I got the brother Barzal with me, and we're going to do a response video and an edification video in response to the IUIC Unlearned Men that the Apostle Tahar had put up earlier today, and that he encouraged brothers to go into the scriptures and break down the correct understanding of Galatians chapter 3 verse 28. All right, and just edify the elect on what that scripture means. So we're just gonna jump right into it. We're gonna through the spirit and power, how about Yahweh Shai, break it down to the best of our ability, okay, and edify the elect. All right. So we're gonna read. Matter of fact, we're gonna read Galatians 3, but we're gonna start at verse 26. So read it first for me.
All right. Galatians 3 and 26. Slaki. For ye are all the children of the Most High by faith in Yahweh Shai. For as many of you as have been baptized into Yahweh Shai have put on Yahweh Shai.
Right. So just to set off the tone of what we're getting ready to go into, the children of the Most High are Israelites, and those that Yahweh Shai died for, and those that are in Yahweh Shai are Israelites. All right. And once you have that understanding, then you should automatically just flow with the Spirit and understand what the next couple of verses are talking about and who they're talking about. All right, go ahead.
All right. Verse 28. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female. For ye all are one in Yahweh Shai.
Right. And the main point that we want to focus on in that scripture, it says there is neither Jew nor Greek. Now the Haitian madman at the IUIC Bronx camp, what he had said was basically the Jews were subject under the Greeks at that time, man. The so-called white man, okay? And that there wasn't really a difference, but that's wrong, okay? That's not the correct breakdown, all right? And to really fully understand this scripture, you must go back to the root words, the etymology of the language that was written back then, to understand what it means by Jew or Greek. Okay, because the word Jew, that goes back to the word Judah, which goes back to the tribe of Judah. And Greek, that goes back to really Javan or Yawan. Okay, but it was called Greece. All right. And Alexander the Greek, he took over that in the 300s BC. Okay, he took over that area of land, Macedonia, Greece, all right, and Syria and different places. And in those areas, okay, you had Israelites dwelling there, all right, because according to the curses of Israel in the Bible, Israel was scattered. Like once they disobeyed the Most High, or well, once we disobeyed the Most High, because it's talking about us. Once we disobeyed the Most High, the curses that were put upon us, that we would be scattered all over the world. Okay? So when Paul says there's no difference between Jew nor Greek, you had some Israelites that still remained in the land, still knew that they were Israelites, but then you had other Israelites that lived amongst other nations. And case in point, in this verse that we just read, Greece, and they were Greek. Okay, they took on the Greek customs. All right, go ahead. All right.
And this is Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Right. So you had Jews, okay, or Israelites that would worship other gods, such as Zeus, such as Diana, okay, such as Hermes, okay, Hades. You had these Israelites when they were scattered, according to the curses, they would worship those other gods, okay.
I got a little bit more.
All right, come go ahead.
And among these nations shalt thou find no rest, find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind.
Right. Okay, because we will never be, our souls can never be at peace until we're truly one with the Lord. Which, when you go back to read Galatians 3, that's where Yahweh Shai represented, being at one with the Most High again through His Son Yahweh Shai. Okay, through the word called Jesus Christ. That's how we become one. That's how we get that ease back. That's how we get that peace back. Okay, so Paul was, as the apostle of the Gentiles, okay, he was sent to go amongst all these other nations, okay, and pick out and teach the Israelites, the elect Israelites, okay, that will believe, and bring them back to their nationality.
Right.
Okay, and we're gonna go into the scriptures furthermore and prove that point. All right. So from there, go to because Yahweh Shai did that. Okay, Yahweh Shai did that. But before I get that, go to Acts 17. Read Acts 17:1, then jump down to verse 4.
Acts 17:1.
Matter of fact, just read it all the way through, Salaki.
Now when they had passed through Amphipolis, Amphipolis, and Apollonia, they came to Thessalonica, where was a synagogue of the Jews. And Paul, as his manner was, went in unto them.
Right, so you had synagogues and Jews in Asia Minor, Thessalonica, all right, Amphipolis, Apollonia, okay, amongst these other Greeks. And some of them were Israelites, okay? Go ahead.
And Paul, as his manner was, went in unto them, and 3 Sabbath days reasoned with them out of the scriptures, opening and alleging that Yahweh Shai must needs have suffered and risen again from the dead, and that this Yahweh Shai whom I preach unto you is the anointed.
Come.
And some of them believe.
Right, and this is the point. Some of them believe, because once Paul had went to these different Greek, okay, Asia Minor locations, all right, some of them believed there. Some Jews. Okay, keep going.
And some of them believed and consorted with Paul and Silas, and of the devout Greeks.
And of the, not only the ones in the synagogues, the Jews, the Israelites that knew they were Israelites, not only did they believe, but also some of the devout Greeks. Go ahead.
A great multitude, and of the chief women, not a few.
Even women. Okay. So, but the point was Greeks, man. Okay. You had Greeks that believed. All right.
Right.
Now when you now go from there. To matter of fact, we're gonna look up that word Greek in that scripture. Okay. Now you look up the word Greek, because now we're going to get into the words. When you look at the word Greeks in Acts 17:4, the word Greeks there is Helen. Okay. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play it real quick.
Strong's G 1672. Helene.
Right, Helene. Okay, which means a Greek either by nationality, whether a native of the mainland or of the Greek islands or colonies. Okay, colonies mean you had other people come from other places to colonize that particular land. They didn't necessarily have to be a native Greek. Okay,
Because that's why even when you have to read the books before the New Testament really to get that. And that's where the Apocrypha comes in. Specifically during the time of the Maccabees, the Maccabean period.
because during that period you had, like I said, Alexander the Greek,
Yep.
and then you had the Seleucid Empire. You know, we was in captivity during that Seleucid Empire, and you had the Antiochus line, namely Antiochus Epiphanes, who basically put us in subjection, and he put certain edicts, you know, he put certain commands out for us to follow the Greek customs. All right, to cast like Jewish native religion, so to speak, and follow their customs. All right, and through generation to generation, we stopped calling ourselves Jews. Same thing now. All right,
Right.
don't we call ourselves American?
Right, African American,
African American.
Mexican American,
Right.
Jamaican American, Haitian American, okay, Native American.
Right.
All right. Back then they called themselves Greeks, okay, Romans. All right. So because they dwelt there, that's what they were being called. Such as at Antioch, the disciples of the Lord, okay, after the apostles were teaching, they were called Christians. Does that mean that was a nationality? No. That was just a mark to put a place upon you.
Anybody use that word Antioch, go back to Antiochus. If I'm not mistaken.
That's what you just
And
explained.
that shows you that that's that history, because it got named after Antiochus because that was a major province that it was dedicated to him because they dwelt in that land. He was a major emperor, the Antiochus line. You have various Antiochus, you know? So they named that land in particular after Antiochus. I don't know which one in particular, but it was Antiochus. The land of Antioch. Put up against that land, that shows you put two or two together. You know, that's how you rightly divide the word of truth and really get an understanding of how everything went. That's why he was in Antioch, because it was Israelites that went through the Greek captivity through generation to generation. They still working there. They were still led astray, and they were lost sheep, as Howard would say. All right, and that's why Paul different lands. Not only, you know, full of different lands. Paul went to the missionaries. All right, he went there to wake up the Israelites. All right, to bring them back to the fold. All right.
Okay. Go to that list real quick. This is I'm gonna read this. This is James chapter 1 verse 1. It says, James, a servant of the Most High and of the Lord, Yahushua, to the 12 tribes which are scattered, going back to what the brother did in Deuteronomy, okay, which are scattered abroad, greeting. So the duty of the apostles were to go to the Israelites. James, Paul, Peter, okay? Most of Paul, he went to the Gentiles, okay? But even James had wrote letters. He wrote a letter to those scattered Israelite foreigners, those Gentiles. That's why he said greeting to them, okay? Now go to that list that you mentioned that Paul had went to all them cities. You just name a few, pick out some key cities.
It's on the BibleStudy.com, and it's Apostle Paul, all cities visited. You got Antioch,
Right.
you got Arabia, Galatians 1:17, Athens, Acts 17:16, Caesarea, Acts 9:30, Acts 18:22, 21:8, 23:23, Corinth, Acts 18:1, Cyprus, Acts 13:4. A couple more. Damascus, Acts 9:19. Ephesus, Acts 18:19. Got a couple more. Ptolemais, Acts 21. Ptolemais, Acts 21:7. Rome, Acts 28:16.
2 Timothy 1:17. Zidon, Acts 27:3. Spain, Romans 15:22 to 25, in verse 28 also. And you got Tyree, Acts 21:3.
Right. So those weren't in the land of Israel. Those were in Asia Minor, man. What's known today as Anatolia. Okay, Anatolia. Now I got this article about Anatolia, what they call it today, Wikipedia. Anatolia. Let's go to Anatolia. We're gonna go down to history, and history under early Christian period. Okay. Matter of fact, is that exactly wrong? I had it up. Yeah,
This is under the book of Romans 1:7. To all that be in Rome, beloved of the Most High, called to be saints, grace to you and peace from the Most High Father and the Lord Yahweh Shai.
Alright, this is the book of Romans. See, Paul wasn't going to the original settlers of Rome. Alright, Edomites. He wasn't going to Edomites. He was going to Israelites that dwelt in the land of Rome. Alright?
Right. To all that be in Rome.
To all that be, I'm gonna read it over. To all that be in Rome, beloved of the Most High, called to be saints.
Called to be saints. And that's Bible 101. So IUIC, who's that talking about? Is that talking about the white man, the saints that be in Rome? Yo, man, y'all, that's why GMS is the top camp, man, because we're going to bring out certain points that just make sense according to the spirit of the scriptures. Okay. Now, I found what I was looking for under Anatolia, which Anatolia, that's what you would call Asia Minor today. All right. When you look it up. So it says early Christian period. It says after the division of the Roman Empire, Anatolia became part of the East Roman or Byzantine Empire. Anatolia was one of the first places where Christianity spread. Okay? So that by the 4th century AD, Western and Central Anatolia were overwhelmingly Christian and Greek-speaking. It says for the next 600 years, while imperial possessions in Europe were subjected to barbarian invasions, Anatolia would be the center of the Hellenic world. All right, and that word Hellenic, that's key, because I just read that. Okay, when you read that word Greek, it's what Hellene. Go back to the Hellen. That took over the Greek country, mainly Israelites. Okay, it says Byzantine control was challenged by Arab raids starting in the 8th century. All right, but in the 9th and 10th century, a resurgent Byzantine Empire regained its lost territories, including even long lost territories such as Armenia and Syria, ancient Aram. Okay, which that goes to another history. But the point was, it was a Hellenized place, right, going all the way back to history. Okay, to the time of Paul and before. Okay, so now, do me a favor, Ark, and go to because I mentioned earlier about Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, he went to the well, he actually taught certain Greeks. Okay, he actually taught Greeks. Okay, Hellene. Okay, as it's pronounced. All right, the Hellenists, the Helen. Okay. Before that, go to St. John chapter 12, verse 16.
John 12:16. These things understood not his disciples at the first, but when Yahweh Shah was glorified, Then remember they that these things were written of him, and that they had done these things unto him. The people therefore that was with him, when he called Lazarus out of his grave and raised him from the dead, bear record.
Right. So this is during the time when the Lord was teaching the disciples and doing his miracles. All right. And he mentioned about Lazarus being raised up. So all different kinds of people bear record and heard about these things. Heard about Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
For this cause the people also met him, for that they heard that he had done this miracle.
Right. So people heard about Yahweh Shai, man. Okay. He had that fame. Go ahead.
The Pharisees therefore said among themselves, perceive you how you prevail nothing? Behold, the world is going after him.
Right. The Israelites had gone after Yahweh Shai, man. People from different places were coming to see Yahweh Shai. All right. And see these miracles and hear the things he had to say. And jump down to the next verse. What's the next verse?
And there were certain Greeks among them that came up to worship at the feast.
There were certain Greeks among them that came up to worship at the feast. Now let's see what type of Greeks were these. Were these the so-called white man that heard about Yahweh Shai and wanted to worship at the feast? Let's see. So when you look at that word Greeks in this verse, like we did in Acts 17, the word Greeks there is again. I'm gonna read the definition again. It says a Greek, either by nationality, whether a native of the mainland or the Greek island or colony. I didn't read it earlier. I'm gonna read it now. Number 2, in a wider sense, the name embraces all nations, not Jews, but make the language, customs, and learning of the Greeks their own. The primary reference is to a difference of religion and worship, because these Israelites, they weren't following their heritage or the religion of the Jews. Okay? They were following the customs, speaking the language of the Greeks at that time. Okay? But it's talking about Israelites. And I'm going to go down to the Thayer's Greek lexicon, and it says the Hellenes spoken of in John 12 and 20, which we just read, and Acts 17 and 4 are Jewish proselytes from the Gentiles. So they were Israelites. Okay? They were Israelites. They were converted back to their heritage. They were repented back to their heritage, turning back. Okay? Yahweh Shai did that. That's why he could come to Paul, knock him off the horse, and say, I want you to go to them. You know? Because it all started with Yahweh Shai. And because you need the IUIC, you follow on Christ, you don't have Yahweh Shai's spirit. Therefore, you can't get deep into those scriptures and bring that out, man. Okay?
John 7:35.
I was going to get that. Matter of fact, since you already got it, go ahead, get it.
Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go? Then we shall not. Well, I'll just already started 33. Then said Yahweh unto them, yet a little while am I with you, and then I go unto him that sent me. You shall seek me, and shall not find me. And where I am, thither you cannot come. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
Right, when Yahweh Shai goes unto the dispersed, and when you look at the word dispersed, it goes back to the diaspora of the Israelites. So when he go to the Israelites among the Gentiles, all right, and teach the Gentiles, now, I'm going to show you something.
They'll show you those are two different types of Gentiles that's referred to in that point. I'm talking about natural Gentiles and unnatural Gentiles. The natural Gentiles are the nations that are naturally heathen. But the unnatural Gentiles are talking about the Israelites that started following the customs, started to basically put themselves in the spirit of the other Gentiles. Alright, going outside of their native culture. Alright, same thing today. You could use the same comparison. Now we call ourselves Americans. Well, you know, the apostles even you can go as far as saying the Greeks now. You got Israelites that still follow that Greek customs.
Right, there's colleges and
fraternities,
secret
sororities,
societies and stuff.
different societies burning themselves with the Greek,
The
alphabets,
Omega,
yeah.
Omega and all of that on the
Alpha,
arms and
Kappa.
stuff, man. Yeah.
You know, following those Greek customs, the Greek events, gymnastics, and you know, going to the gymnasium, certain things like that, which is not necessarily wrong to go to the gym, but that whole spirit, it went back to Greece. That's how you can understand the whole comparison of what happened back then. All right, and it went as far as them disowning their native culture and calling themselves Greeks.
Right, which is why Yahushua had to bring them back in.
Right.
And he sent Paul to do it once he left. Now, when you look up the word, I wrote down the word disperse, right? But when you look up the word Gentiles, guess what word it is? The word we've been looking up the whole time, okay? Hellene, okay? And I already read the definition, but I'm going to read it again, okay? Now this is for the word Gentiles in that scripture, John 7:35. A Greek either by nationality, whether a native of the mainland or of the Greek islands or colonies, all right, in a wider sense, the name embraces all nations, not Jews, that made the language, customs, and learning of the Greeks their own. And like I said, when you jump down, okay, it talks about they are Jewish proselytes from the Gentiles. They were Jews. They were so-called Jews that made the Greek language and customs their own. All right. So when you go back to what's that? Galatians 3rd chapter. Right. All right. This is Galatians 3:28. It says, "There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, there is neither male nor female, for you are all one in Yahushua." And how are they all one? How is the Jew and the Greek and male, female, how are they all one? Because they're all Israelites. And that's who Yahushua came for. Okay? Those that knew and those that didn't know. But they were all Israelites, okay? Because like it says in Romans 9, according to the flesh, that's who Yahushua the Messiah came for.
That's
all
why
right?
even when you read the book of Romans, it talks about those foreign branches that
Come.
got engrafted back in. Those
Right,
are the
right, back
Israelite
in.
foreigners.
Come.
But yeah, natural Israelites and Israelite foreigners.
What do you have?
This is Isaiah 11:11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
Right. So that's what that's talking about. All right. And that truly shows that the IUIC are unlearned men. So with that, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS that rule well, most definitely, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Honors and blessings to all the rest of the elect men and all the rest of the brothers that believe in this word wholeheartedly and in sincerity and faith. And Lord willing, we see you on the next lesson. Shalom.